Rotations. Rotation is a transformation, also known as a turn, in which a figure is rotated about a point called the center of rotation. So the center of rotation is the point that does not move in a rotation. The rotation rotates about this one fixed point. So right here we have our center of rotation. Here is our figure. So when we turn this or rotate it, that is about the fixed point, which is the center of rotation. The angle of rotation is the number of degrees a figure rotates about a fixed point. So this part right here is the angle of rotation. The other thing we're going to be talking about today is clockwise and counterclockwise. So clockwise means that it's going to be going around like a clock. So this is clockwise. I do recommend you guys write this down. And then counterclockwise means it goes opposite of a clock. All right. So example 1, identifying a rotation. Letter A, you must rotate the puzzle piece 270 degrees clockwise about a point P to fit into a puzzle. Now, if it helps you, feel free to take some of the tracing paper or parchment paper or wax paper, draw your original figure over here like so. This is the rotating about point P. And then it'll help you rotate this figure. So it's gonna go, here is 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and this is 270. So that means that you're gonna turn it once, twice, 3 times. So in this case, here is our original piece. Then we're gonna go about changing it. Now, if I am looking at my puzzle pieces correctly, I did goof a little bit on letter C. Yours should be just fine. Sometimes this happens when you go to draw them. I did draw it the best that I could, because if you look, none of these 3 remaining ones would match. However, this last shape does match. My apologies for the crude drawing, but there we go. So it's going to be letter C. I did squeeze in the next problem, letter A, on your own. Which piece is a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation about the point P? So if we start at our original shape and we go counterclockwise, that means to the left 90 degrees. That means we are turning it once. It's going to be the same letter C. Letter C, what kind of transformation does choice D represent? If we go from having this shape right here to this shape right there, that's going to be a reflection. All right, we'll move on to example 2, rotating a figure. The vertices of a trapezoid are W -4, 2, X -3, 4, Y -1, 4, Z -1, 2. We're going to rotate the trapezoid 180 degrees about the origin. So our point of rotation is going to be right here. It's going to be our origin. All right, well that got a little wonky, but hopefully you can see that. What are the coordinates of the image? So I did set this up, as you notice, before I even did any of this. So I'm gonna start, I like to use colors. So W, I'm gonna go to the left 4, up 2. I'm gonna plot that and label that W. X is at -3, 4. Label that, I'm gonna connect those two. Y is at -1, 4. Connect those, and Z's at -1, 2. Label that. All right, there's my original trapezoid. We're gonna rotate it 180 degrees about the origin. Now, when you're dealing with 180 degrees, it doesn't matter if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise. That means that we're gonna take this shape and we're gonna turn it once, twice, or turn it once, twice. Again, this is where having parchment paper is going to be beneficial. So if I were to rotate this letter Z, instead of going up 2 to the left 1, I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. And that's going to give me a Z prime. So Z prime is at 1, -2. All right, W, I'm going to go left 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. So I'm going to go right 1, 2, 3, 4, down 2. So W prime is 4, -2. Then X, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 4 up, 3 to the right, 4 down. And then Y prime is, oops, hold on, sorry about that. X prime is 3, -4. Y prime, instead of going left 1 and up 4, I'm going to go right 1 and down 4. So right 1, down 4. That's going to give me Y prime. Example 3, rotating a figure. The vertices of a triangle are J, 1, 2, K, 4, 2, L, 1, -3. We're going to rotate the triangle 90 degrees counterclockwise about the vertex L. What are the coordinates of the image? So let's start by drawing in our shape. So J is at 1, 2. We have K at 4, 2. We have L at 1, -3. All right, I'm going to change my colors. I actually meant to change the color on that one too. Not a big deal, but it does hopefully help with seeing this. So we want to rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise about the vertex L. That means that this is our point of rotation, and we want to go counterclockwise. So going to the right means that's clockwise, going to the left means counterclockwise. So if I rotate it, that means that this right angle is now going to be over here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left. So that's J prime. That ordered pair is at -4, -3. K prime is 1, 2, 3 away from J. So 1, 2, 3. Here is my K prime. K prime's at -4, 0. And L, well, L and L prime are exactly the same, just because that's where you're rotating it. So that still stays 1, -3. I'm going to connect my points now. So there is my triangle. All right, let's go on to example 4. Using more than one transformation. The vertices of a rectangle are A, -3, -3, B, B1, -3, C1, -5, D, -3, -5. We're going to rotate the triangle 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. So that means that we're going to be rotating it about 0, 0. There's my point of rotation. And then we'll reflect it in the y-axis. What are the coordinates of the image? Well, let's do this step by step. Let's start with plotting our points. So -3, -3. There's A. B is at 1, -3. C is at 1, -5. Whoop. All right, so one of those times when I have to erase those values, or I'm sorry, the labels, because those are otherwise in my way. So I'm going to put them above. Going back, C is 1. Oh, did I mess something up? 1, -3 is over here. Whoops. I think it was my bad. 1. Yeah. What? Yep. Sorry, I had to double check my work, make sure that I wasn't goofing up something. All right, so 1, -5 is C, and D is at -3, -5. All right, I'm gonna get my second color. Second one, I'm gonna underline, rotate the rectangle 90 degrees clockwise about the origin. So we wanna rotate this 90 degrees clockwise. That means we're gonna rotate it this way. So B, we go 1 to the right, 3 down. This time B is gonna go 3 to the left and 1 down. There's my B prime. C is 2 to the left, there's C prime. D is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 above that one, 2, 3, 4. There's my D prime. And lastly, my A prime is 2 to the right of that. I really can't emphasize enough using a piece of parchment paper, graphing paper, not graphing paper, parchment paper, wax paper, tracing paper, just so you can help yourself. What I would have done if I had that type of paper, I would hold my writing utensil here and I would be rotating the paper like so. Now, we're gonna reflect in the y-axis. Ooh, wrong color. The y-axis. So this is going to be our center of rotation. It's going to be the y-axis. So B prime is now going to be 3 to the right, 1 down. There's B prime. C prime is going to be 5 to the right, 1 down. Then A prime is going to be 3 to the right and 3 up. And I'm sorry, these should be double prime because we've done 2 different transformations to it. And last but not least, we have D double prime. So A double prime, B double prime, C double prime, D double prime. The ordered pairs for A double prime is going to be 3, 3. B double prime is 3, -1. C double prime is 5, -1. And D double prime is 5, 3. So I'm going to label this after reflection. And then I'm also going to write down the ordered pairs for after the rotation. That gives you A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. A prime is going to give you -3, 3. B prime is -3, -1. C prime is -5, -1. And D prime is -5, 3. All right, we're going to end with letter F, describing a sequence of transformations. The shaded figure is congruent to the non-shaded figure. Describe a sequence of transformations in which the non-shaded figure is the image of the shaded figure. If you have a moment, pause, go ahead, draw it on your tracing paper. This one is going to be a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation about the origin. So that means we are going and reversing it 90 degrees counterclockwise. Then it's going to be then a translation four units up. All right, great job. Utilize some type of tool that helps you with your with your rotations.